Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with some Cobra Kai related material. I'm gonna do my Season 5 predictions, what I thought about all the things that happened at the end of Season 4 now that I thought about it all, had a couple days to sit on it, and we're gonna start it off with an interview. I haven't seen it yet with Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence. It is the actors, obviously, Ralph Macchio and Mr. Johnny Zapka. I think it's like a 2-minute thing. I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is it's ET, Entertainment Tonight, and they did like an interview and something a couple days ago and asked them what they thought of Season 5 or any teasers they could say, because it's already wrapped. Filming is done. That could mean we get it earlier. The only reason we got this season as late as we did is because they didn't even start filming when we saw Season 3. They're already wrapped with this. They might try to get more seasons out quicker because of the success of the show. Who knows? It might come out earlier, but we're going to see what they say. Now, obviously, they're probably not going to say a whole lot, but I feel like whatever they say is going to be the direction it goes in. And then based on that, I will give you my predictions. I have a couple theories, but based on what they say, it could go a totally different direction. Also, if you guys want to talk live, this weekend is the Saints Do or Die game. This week was Do or Die and they won. Now next week, this Sunday is Do or Die. January 9th, 4:30 Eastern Time, United States. The Saints are playing. I will be live streaming it. If any of you guys feel like coming on to chat about Cobra Kai or anything else, feel free. We're on there for like 3 to 4 hours and I could talk about a whole lot of stuff. So you guys want, come on there, we'll talk live, but for now we're going to watch this and then we're going to talk about predictions.
You guys are just wrapping Season 5. What can you tease for the fans?
The resolve of Johnny and Daniel at the end of 4 is good. I mean, they're on good terms. A rekindled relationship with Johnny and his son, Robby, which I love so much. But where's Diaz and what's going on? Now we have a new king in the valley, and I'll put that on LaRusso's shoulders.
Yeah,
LaRusso shoulders.
Whoever wins, it's, the others shut down. Like, what happens from there? What happens even from that perspective with Robby and Daniel, who had a very close relationship, and how Chozen falls into the world?
I feel like Chozen is almost going to be like a Miyagi.
A lot of conflict and a lot of left turns when you think you're going right, and that's what we are proud of.
All right, guys, I apologize for being so quiet. I wanted to make sure I got everything they said down right, because basically the show revolves around Daniel and Johnny and the people in their lives. But Daniel and Johnny always seem to be the forefront. So whatever they say and wherever they say the direction of their characters are going, that's pretty much the direction of the show. Obviously, Chozen's going to be a big deal next season. He's the cliffhanger. He's the bomb drop at the end. I feel like he's going to take on more of like a Miyagi type figure. He's going to obviously know a lot more. Chozen was probably trained since he was a little child. So he lives, eats, and breathes this kind of stuff. So he's obviously going to be the Miyagi intellectual type. And obviously, he's also a great fighter. I mean, him and Daniel went toe to toe. He probably would have beat Daniel. So Chozen's a good guy to have around, but I feel like there's going to be interactions in the next season where Daniel's going to get jumped or something by Mike Barnes, because yes, even though I say it all the time, Mike Barnes is going to be a thing. I can't imagine what else they could be referencing when Terry says things like, hey, I got some people I could call to help out with Cobra Kai. Daniel even said to his wife, yeah, there are some people that might come out of the woodwork that are left over. Who else could he mean? I mean, the only people left we haven't seen from the trilogy of Karate Kid movies is Mike Barnes and his crew. They already said that they're not going to bring in Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, and I honestly don't want them to. Ralph Macchio has said this, and others have said as well, that they are a part of a different universe. The Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith one are not part of this universe. It's not going to happen. They're flat out saying they don't want to be part of it. I honestly think they're being nice and don't want to be part of it. They're saying like, yeah, it's a different universe. They rebooted it, blah, blah. I said this in season 3 that I don't think they want to be part of that universe. I don't think they want to be part of the whole Jaden Smith thing. I've been very vocal on my channel about how I feel about that and how I've loved Will Smith my whole life, but I'm starting to doubt the sanity of him and his wife and everyone else, and that's not my place. But regardless, I don't think they're going there. They could definitely go the way of Hilary Swank. I think they are at some point. When, I don't know. Probably next season, maybe towards the end, do something to infuse her or even have her come in a limited capacity like Chozen and Elizabeth Shue did last year, that's very possible. I don't think Hilary Swank is going to be a big deal if she does even come in. I don't see why she'd want to. I mean, maybe she's excited, like, hey, that'd be cool to do a cameo, something like that, like 2-3 episodes, nothing more than that. I don't think she really cares to be involved in something like this or acting in general. I haven't really seen her in a whole lot. I remember her being involved in some AI movie years ago that I saw, like Mother or Mom or something, where she was like the bad guy in this post-apocalyptic world where everyone lived underground and there was like one person left or something like that. I remember seeing it. It was a good movie. I remember enjoying it, but she was the bad guy. Last thing I remember seeing her in, and before that I can't even remember what I saw her in. So I mean, she's not doing much, but unless it's for an easy payday or she just loves the franchise, which, I mean, it's very possible. A lot of people do. I don't know. I see Hilary Swank possibly coming in season 5, just in a limited capacity, like I said. Besides that, what I think of what is going on in the show based on what they said. So Daniel is saying, I'm going to call them their names in the show, just like, I know it's Ralph Macchio and stuff, but Daniel was saying that he is going to go the way of like Chozen. They're going to have to figure out a new way to do things because obviously they made the deal. He made it specific. We made that deal with Kreese. So how do we get around it now? Chozen possibly develops a form of martial arts that's between Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do and maybe combines other things because Chozen is Miyagi-Do, but somehow they're going to get around it. Chozen's going to probably be like, I came here from Japan and I want to open dojos and this guy is going to help me out because I need help and I need a translator. I can't speak English. I need a translator. Here you go, Daniel-san. But that's probably what's going to happen. And I feel like I said, I feel like at some point, Mike Barnes is going to come in. He's going to be Terry Silver's new guy. Kreese is going away to prison. So here's where that could go. I started thinking, all right, what could happen with Kreese in prison? Kreese is obviously not going to be part of Cobra Kai next season for at least a while until he gets out of prison. I feel like eventually he will, obviously. But at some point, I mean, we're going to have to go, where's Kreese? And Kreese, I feel like, could meet up with Dutch. Dutch was one of the guys in Johnny's crew who never showed up to the reunion because they said he was in prison. I don't know. He could run into new guys that maybe pop up or do other things. But I mean, I'm trying to think of the ways they could connect things in insane ways where people will be like, holy crap, that's amazing. Or like only theorists or people like me that really dive deep and try to think of things like this could think of. So that it could easily be a possibility with Kreese. I don't know where else they could go with that other than him just get more crazy and more insane because prison will just turn you that way. But Silver is obviously crazy now. I pretty much guessed that he was going to do what he did at the end there, but now my guess is he's going to call Mike Barnes. Maybe Snake will be part of it. I don't know how deep they'll go with the crew, but maybe they'll get the whole band back together and start running Cobra Kais. They already put up the place for lease that they used to have. The old dojo is already gone. They're already getting lots of other franchises. Robby said, yeah, they're already like moving on and like getting lots of places. I feel like there's going to be a slight time jump. And we're going to have Cobra Kais all over the place. Miguel is going to be in Mexico. I don't know how much we're going to see of Miguel. I almost feel like they're sending Miguel to Mexico to learn about his father, but also to sideline him a little bit, maybe not needing to dive any more deeper into his story beyond his father. Johnny did say in this interview that, you know, there's the story of Miguel, like, where's that going? But I feel like that's only because we know that's obviously going to have to be tapped into because of the way the finale ended. I kind of feel like they're not going to do too much about that. I feel like Miguel is not going to be too much in the forefront. I feel like they're going to bring in Kenny's brother, Sean. I feel like the Payne brothers are going to become a thing. I mean, what an amazing last name to have. Their last name is Payne. I didn't even realize this till I was editing the video. When Kenny was grabbing LaRusso, little Anthony LaRusso, when he was grabbing, he was like, yeah, get ready for next year. You're going to feel the pain. I didn't even realize that's his last name. Payne is in his name. And I feel like him and Anthony LaRusso are going to have this huge feud next season. I feel like Sean's going to get out of juvie. He's going to team up with his brother, join Cobra Kai. Kai, they're going to be like a wrecking crew, and they're going to make Anthony's life a living hell to the point where he's going to finally have to crack down and start training, and there's going to be an All Valley maybe at the end where he fights Kenny, maybe not even an All Valley. At some point, you're going to get repetitive, so they got to mix it up in some sort of way. It's like, do you keep having Miyagi-Do fighting Cobra Kai, fighting Eagle Fang, now fighting whoever Chozen decides to name his dojo after? At some point, you just keep seeing the same thing over and over. So, like, what if they just, like, totally just had a free-for-all? No tournaments, best fighter, anything goes, like tournament kind of thing. Like they have Bellator. Bellator is a UFC type tournament where you just keep fighting people until there's one left. Not that UFC has teams and stuff like that or dojos and this and that, but I feel like that'd be cool if they had like a winner take all, every man and lady for himself and herself, just battling it out. That'd be a pretty cool thing to have. But I feel like that might come later. I'm just speaking like way far ahead. Besides that, Devin Lee is going to be a big deal. I feel like that Leah girl is going to be a big deal between Anthony and Kenny. I feel like that's going to be the catalyst that keeps ripping them back and forth and constantly making them fight. I mean, Anthony's going to obviously have to deal with a lot of shit before he can start fighting back because he pretty much knows nothing, and Kenny's already way far ahead and good at what he does. But Kenny is still the rookie. And I said this during my reactions, how the rookies end up becoming so violently good so quick. Like Kenny would never have gotten that good in that amount of time. But I like that they do what they do because it speeds the show along, and I don't want to see this kid train for 5 years until he becomes like a fighting machine. So I like that they do that because it speeds the show along, and honestly, there's a lot of things in the show that happen that extend disbelief, so you just got to go with it. You got to roll with the punches. Let's take a drink break. All Valley champion Hawk, amazing. I love that he won. It didn't really affect Robby in a negative way. Robby goes to Johnny and they make amends, and he's like, I get it now. I did what you did. I tried to take this kid under my wing. I ruined him. I made him evil, and now I feel guilty. And Johnny is like, all right, we got this. We'll figure it out. That looks like it's going to go in a great direction too. I almost feel like they're making all the main characters not have major deals in this next season so they can build on people like Kenny, maybe Devin Lee, maybe, like I said, bring in new people, even have Sean come out of juvie. We don't know what a lot of the main characters are doing, but I feel like none of them have major drama going on. Tory kind of made amends with everything. Sam was like, oh my God, she's actually being nice, to the point where Sam almost like terrified. Like the kick almost scared the shit out of her again, but I could just be misunderstanding it, and it could just be Sam being like, oh my God, Tory actually is being nice. I can't help but think that they're going to end up being friends in the next season. It's probably going to take a little bit more to build to that, but like Amanda, her mother, had to work on it. It took like 3 times. I feel like because Tory found out about Silver paying off the refs and realizing I'm playing for really crooked, shitty people, I feel like Tory is going to end up leaving Cobra Kai, realizing that's all fucked up, tell Robby what's going on. Basically, we'll have all the original main crew on one side because Tory won't want to be part of that. Robby already pretty much said he doesn't want to be part of it. Miguel's away, but he'll come back at some point, and obviously he's going to be with Daniel and Johnny. I can't ever see him going back to Kreese and Silver for any reason unless some crazy shit happens. We also are going to meet his father. Who's his father? The mother made a point to say, I didn't tell you something about this, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, he doesn't know Miguel exists. I feel like there's more to it, but maybe not. I mean, I'm thinking everything has an angle, and I'm thinking Miguel's father's going to be some expert crazy boxer and teach Miguel like different things that they didn't teach him. I don't think this is going to be the thing, but it's a possibility that Miguel is not even seen next season. Like, what if he just goes away and you barely see him, and then he comes back like this ripped fighting machine and has this new style of fighting with their style of fighting and is like unstoppable? I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be amazing. The only reason I don't think that's going to happen is because Johnny said, I'm going to go find him, and he's dating Miguel's mom, so they're not just going to sit around and wait. I feel like Johnny's going to go over there and they're going to have this little bonding moment while he finds his father, and then finds out his father's like a piece of crap. If you didn't see the new Rambo movie, Rambo goes on this mission to find this girl, finds out her father's the biggest piece of shit ever, and she goes on this journey to find him, and that's basically what happens. She finds out he's a sack of shit and wants nothing to do with her. I feel like that's gonna happen to Miguel or something, and while they're finding him, he gets to bond with Johnny. But I hope they don't do that, because that's been done too many times, I feel like. So I hope they don't, but that's what I'm thinking might happen. I liked how in this season they kind of sidelined the dealership completely. They went to it like 3 times, and it was maybe a combined total of 5 minutes in the entire season they went to the dealership. Because in the beginning, they're like, all right, this is how he made his money. He's a millionaire. He's rich. He's got all this shit now. He runs a dealership. Now his wife basically runs it while he runs around and does all this Cobra Kai fighting. But they kind of just were like, all right, you get that part of the show now. You don't need to know about that anymore. I appreciate that because honestly, I don't need to keep going back to the dealership, seeing what this family does for a living and the day-to-day routine of Daniel LaRusso. This whole season had fights galore. I feel like we had more fights than any season, fights every episode. It's all business now. We don't have to deal with the interactions of daily life. I feel like in the first season, we had to make this show make sense, to make people start watching it and not have you be like, what the heck is going on? They had to basically have lives going on. Like, all right, these kids go to school, they have lives, they have friends, these people have jobs, they're adults, they're parents, here we go. Then season 2 gets a little crazier, and then from there, they're like, all right, if you're following along now, you're along for the ride, we're just like, that's all out the window. We're going fights out the ass, everyone's fighting all the time, they're just gonna make deals left and right and just break them, and who cares, because everyone manipulates everybody, and that's how we roll, and I love it, because it's fast-paced, and you don't have bullshit and wasting time, and I that's what I want. I don't watch Cobra Kai for serious drama. It's got that if you want that, but I don't watch it for like, oh my God, I want some serious business. I want to sit here and think logically. I want to watch guys just kick ass. I want to watch teenagers beat the shit out of each other and crush bullies. But then, I mean, you always got the other end where you got to watch the bullies bully in order to see the other things. So to wrap it all up, Kreese probably ends up in prison, maybe runs into Dutch, somebody else, I don't know, but I think Dutch is the only logical option. It's either him or nobody, and Kreese just gets hard in there. Johnny is going to go probably search for Miguel, have this little bonding moment, and then end up finding his father and realize he's a piece of crap. Daniel is going to have to rebuild whatever they have left with Chozen, probably rename a new dojo and band together like that. I don't know how exactly the details will work out with that, but I feel like that's the angle they're going. And Chozen's going to be more of this mentor, like a Miyagi figure that kind of backs up Daniel. I feel like there's going to be a moment where Mike Barnes comes in here, jumps Daniel, and Chozen's going to come in like a Miyagi figure and rescue him kind of thing. Because Mike Barnes is one of the baddest fighters we've seen in the Karate Kid trilogy, and we just never saw him again because that was it. They never did anything else with him. So I know he's coming back. I've seen him in real life. The actor is still in very good shape, probably the best shape of anyone on the show by far. So why not bring him back? We're probably going to get a time jump so that Silver could have all these dojos all over the place. Maybe we'll already be in the timeline of the next All Valley. That would be kind of cool if they did a time jump where it's like, all right, it's already timed for the next All Valley. We got like 2-3 months to train. That's kind of what happened in the Mike Barnes Karate Kid 3 movie. Basically, Mike Barnes forced Daniel into fighting with only like a couple months left to train. He didn't want to, but he threatened him and he had to do it. Something like that might happen where like they're like, all right, we got to do All Valley last minute. I mean, if anybody reminds me of Mike Barnes, it's Kenny. Kenny has that like fire and that look in his face. And he's like, ah. I mean, Robby kind of looks like that too, but Robby created Kenny and Robby's already on our side. I feel like Mike Barnes is going to get in Kenny's ear and create a little mini Mike Barnes out of Kenny. I feel like Kenny is going to be a big deal in season 5 and his brother and the Payne brothers and everything else. But you guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of most of the shows, and hundreds of exclusives only on Patreon. Link in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.